Hello there, beautiful people, and thanks for clicking on today's video. If you are new, I go by the name of Chaz. Thank you for joining me, especially if you're coming from TikTok. If you hear from TikTok, please comment down below and let me know. Simply just write here from TikTok. And thank you so much for coming. I wanted to take a few minutes, not going to make this video too long, and I just want to recap 2025. But if there is one word that I would use to describe the year 2025, it would have to be transformational. Literally, my life changed so much in 2025, and it wasn't even like external things that changed. It was a lot of inward healing that happened. The woman that stands before you today in this video was not the same woman at the start of last year. And that is all because of all of the moves I made in 2025. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Now, let me say this. Y'all, 2025 was the first year that I did not set any goals. Like, I don't have no goals written in any notebook that I own for 2025 because the year 2025 was all about healing my heart. During the last 6 months of 2024, I was so broken. I was so broken. It's funny now, but it was not funny then. And it still ain't funny now, so I don't know why I'm laughing. But just the grace of God to be able to look back and see how far He has transformed my life, how far I have come because of Him. That's probably why I'm giggling, because to even think that I ever was there is just hard to even believe, but because, it was hard. But I went into the year 2025 with no goals that I wrote down. Like, of course, there was like day-to-day things that I wanted to take care of, but y'all, I ain't had none of that. It was like, girl, heal yourself, break these cycles, interrupt all of these negative, toxic patterns that you have so you can live a heal, whole, and transformative life. And I can say we're finally on the path towards that. But back to my point, let's talk about some things that happened in 2025 that I will always remember, that were like staple moments for me. Here we go. So, the first thing that I have written down is something that I'm so proud of. This is probably the biggest one. It's probably the only one that we need to talk about. And that is I lost 15 to 20 pounds. Is she? That's my girl. That's my girl. From the top of the year to the end of the year, I was consistent with a personal trainer, like twice a week. Tell you, I busted down and I put it together. That there taught me how to be consistent, and I'm so proud of that. Went back to therapy last year. I had a black therapist. She was known as the girlfriend therapist. So if you following, she showed up and she really helped me with so much, especially going through that season of just really trying to like heal my heart after heartbreak and all the things that I was doing that I had no business doing. So she truly was a blessing for me in the year 2025. I deleted my IG. I deleted Instagram for 7 months. I still don't have it. Actually, that's longer than 7 months. And I still don't have it. And I don't plan on having it no time soon. So deleted Instagram. Very pivotal. Too many monitoring spirits. Don't need that. Don't want that. And I found myself doing things that I didn't have no business doing, checking people's pages. To get up off of there. Next, I am abstinent. I have been abstinent from February 2025, March 2025, up until today. So that is huge, because if you know, you know. You know. I began to express myself more through dressing, more through style. I went through this season where I just had so many insecurities with my body, and that's going to be a whole nother video that I'm going to post. So I began to explore more with like getting dressed and really trying to find myself through getting dressed. And I'll put some of my looks on the screen for y'all. But it's so much more that I want to explore, so much more that I want to learn. But that was something huge in 2025 that I'm proud that I stepped out and did. I went on a weekend trip with my friend to Oklahoma, and that is a goal that I also have for 2026. Just got a credit card with an airline because we own that. We need that. We're going to live that out. Weekend trips all 2026 for sure. I went to my first NBA game as an adult, y'all, and I had a good time. Now, I can't tell you what was happening in the game. I don't know. I was just screaming when everyone else was screaming. I probably was screaming for both. Teams. I don't know. But the energy was so live, and I usually get overstimulated. by like loud sounds, loud lights, and all the things, but it was cool. I was having a grand old time. I found out that I have celiac disease in the year 2025, and that's so pivotal because I was suffering so much with my gut health for many months. Like, it was really, really bad, and that's also going to be a full video on my channel. I have to tell that story. But I found out I have celiac disease, and if you don't know what that is, in short, for now, I can't eat gluten. So I can't eat pasta, bread, pizza, cookies, cakes, things of that sort. But we'll dive deeper in a different video. Next, I read my Bible all year. I read my Bible all year, y'all. I have never in my 33 years did that. And I am so proud. I'm learning so much about the Bible. And not only that, I'm applying the things that I'm learning in the Bible. So you're going to get a whole lot of Bible study, a whole lot of me telling you about the goodness of God, because he is just too good. Too good. And I want that on my channel. So get ready, girl. Let's see. I won Teacher of the Month at my school. I'm still teaching. I won Teacher of the Month. 2 class for me. It was about time. And let's share a couple of more. I finally found my church home. I'm not going to put it on here for privacy reasons, but I found my church home. I love my church home. The next step is finding a role that I want to serve in, but my church home is like it. Like, I'm so blessed for this church because I was somewhere else for a while and I'm here, and I feel like it's where God wanted me to be. So yes, first solo trip to San Antonio. That drive was a beast, even though it was only like 4.5 hours. But baby, I had never done that. So being in a car for 4 hours, but I did it and I had a good time. Will I do it again by myself? We'll see. We'll see. I learned how to swim in the year 2025. I picked up some new hobbies in 2025. I consistently was going to like Zumba, dance, cardio. Y'all, so much happened. So much happened. And I don't want this video to be too long, but 2025 was such a pivotal year for me. It was the first year where I really gave myself permission to do the things that I know I always needed to do. And that was drawing close to God again so that he can transform my life, because ultimately, like, he's all that I ever needed. I am still going through the stage of like healing, but I am so much better in front of y'all today. And I am so grateful. Like, the last 6 months of 2025 was completely different from the start of 2025, and it just proves that God really does do great things. So whoever you are, whatever you may be going through, whatever you feel like it's just too hard for you to bear, you don't have to bear it alone. So I pray that you give it to God. You come to him, you surrender, you rest at his feet, and you don't pick that thing up again. And get in your word, get in communion with him, and be in worship with him, and learn more about him. The more I'm learning about God, the better I want to be, because we are made in his image. So I just want to make God proud. That's my dog. Like, I love him so much. But 2025, it happened. I'm so grateful, and I'm excited for 2026. And I'm actually about to go on a lunch date now so that we can do some 2026 planning. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in my next one. And as always, do more. Choose the life that you love. Choose a life aligned with God and the plans he has for you. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Subscribe, comment down below. What is one word you have for 2026? I think that's a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace. 2025, the year my mind learned how to breathe again. I didn't step into it healed. I stepped into it honest. Heart still tender, echoes of love lost, following me like shadows of dust. But this was the year I stopped running from the ache and started listening to what it was trying to teach me. After heartbreak, life didn't just look beautiful. It arrived quietly. In mornings where I chose to rise again, in days where getting out of bed felt like resistance, and I did it still. I got up to find myself again, not the version shaped by survival, not the one molded by who I once loved, but the one who God knew I was even before the world ever met me. I moved my body, not for punishment, not for perfection, but to remind myself I was alive. A conversation between my spirit and my strength. I took myself on solo adventures, sat with my own thoughts, learned that loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. That silence can be sacred when God is in it. I abstained from desires that once felt urgent, not out of shame, but to reclaim my life. I rededicated my body back to God, out of obedience, a choice to love myself the way heaven asks us to. I explored new friendships, connections rooted in love, not convenience. People who met me where I was and didn't ask me to shrink or perform. And I spent time in church, not sitting, but laying my burdens down, learning God's word slowly, deliberately, letting it all wash over the places that heartbreak couldn't reach. 2005 didn't fix me. It formed me. It taught me that transformation isn't loud, it's consistent. It's choosing faith on days doubt is easier. It's trusting what has broke me, but didn't bury me. This was my year. My mind softened. My spirit strengthened. My life began again. Not perfect, but aligned. And that changed everything.